Good evening, friends. I'm your friendly announcer. I got some serious news to pass on to everybody. Yeah. And what I'm about to say could mean the world disaster, could turn your joy and laughter to tears and pain. Y'all, love is in need of love today. Don't delay, send your sin right away. Hey, hey, hey. 'Cause hey, hate's going round, it's breaking many hearts. Yes, it is. So stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Yeah. Oh. Y'all know that's my favorite song. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family. Welcome to the Mental House with me, your illustrious host, Khadija. Whatever side of the diaspora that you're on, I want to welcome you. All right? I want to welcome you. All my Facebook subscribers, my YouTube family. I really appreciate you being out there. Thank you so much. Now, this right here, y'all, I want y'all to make a comment about it. I want y'all to tell me if you've ever experienced these. Have you experienced them? Or have you had anybody come talk to you about this? Because in my opinion, well, I know that we all experience anxiety, okay? For example, speaking in front of a group can make us anxious, right? But that anxiety also motivates us to prepare and practice, okay? Driving in heavy traffic is another common source of anxiety, but it helps keep us alert and cautious to avoid accidents. However, when the feeling of intense fear and distress become overwhelming, and then it prevents us from doing everyday activities, and anxiety disorder may be the case. Okay? That's what I was trying to tell you. I was going through a few anxieties myself that have reoccurred since my sister's passing. And I can truly say that I had to step up my mental health treatment, because there's a lot of things that are beginning to, manifest themselves. And I know that it made an escalation in terms of my feelings coming out. And I attribute them to direct anxieties. Okay. Anxiety disorders are the most common mental health concern in the United States. An estimated 40 million adults in the U.S., that's like 18%, have anxiety disorder. So I ain't by myself. Some of y'all got some out there too, but you may not recognize it, or you may not be dealing with it. Because, again, a lot of us in our clan run away from mental health services. And this has got to stop, because we're destroying ourselves. Because we are not feeding our head. We're dead. And so we're going to have to come alive. And the only way to do that is to address our illnesses and see if we can revive ourselves. So some of the symptoms of anxiety are, let me just say it like this. Anxiety disorders are a group of related conditions, each having unique symptoms. However, all anxiety disorders have one thing in common. They're persistent, excessive, and you have a fear or worry in situations that are not threatening. So people typically experience one or more of the following symptoms. This is an emotional symptom: feeling or apprehensiveness or dread, feeling of tense or jumpy, restlessness or irritability, anticipating the worst and being watchful for signs of danger. Now, you amp that up and you feel like that all the time. For some of us, there could be legitimate reasons, especially if you're on the FBI wanted list or these black extreme terrorist lists, or there are certain situations that can actually put you in these hyper vigilant states. Again, without you knowing it and without you, let alone doing something about it. Hell, you're not even aware of it. Anyway, here's a physical symptom: pounding or racing of your heart, shortness of breath, sweating, tremors, twitches, headaches, fatigue and insomnia, upset stomach, frequent urination, and diarrhea. All of those are, those are physical symptoms. So now there's types of anxiety. Okay. Now, generalized anxiety disorder is exaggerated worrying about everyday life. This worrying can consume hours each day, making it hard to concentrate or finish your daily tasks because you too constantly thinking about worrying about something. A person with GAD may become exhausted by worry and experience headaches, tensions, or nausea. Then you got social anxiety. More than shyness, this disorder causes intense fear about social interaction, often driven by irrational worries about humiliation, saying something stupid, or not knowing what to say. Someone with social anxiety, may not take part in any conversations. They might not contribute to class discussions or offer their ideas, and may become very isolated. Panic attacks are also a common reaction to anticipated or forced social interaction. Panic disorder. This disorder is characterized by panic attacks and sudden feelings of terror, sometimes striking repeatedly and without warning. Often mistaken for a heart attack, a panic attack causes powerful physical symptoms including chest pains, heart palpitations, dizziness, shortness of breath, stomach upset. Many people will go to desperate measures to avoid an attack, including social isolation. So, we know when you have a panic disorder, it can be very limiting on what we want to do with our days and stuff like that, because you be developing these phobias and you're afraid to go outside, or you're afraid to do the things that you need to do just to push past some of the things that are happening to you in order to get some things done. You may have phobias. We all tend to avoid certain things and situations that make us uncomfortable or even fearful. But someone with a phobia, certain places, events, and objects can create a powerful reaction or that strong and an irrational fear. Most people with a specific phobia have several things that can trigger those reactions. To avoid panic, they will work hard to avoid their triggers, depending on the type of number and the number of triggers that they have. Attempts to control fear can take over a person's life. Other anxieties disorder include agoraphobia, selective mutism, separation anxiety disorder, substance medication induced anxiety disorder involving intoxication or withdrawal or of medication or treatment. Scientists, the causes, they always say it's genetics. Most people have anxiety, it runs in the family. Stressful and traumatic environments also play a part and can, develop these symptoms in a person, such as abuse, death of a loved one, violence, Prolonged illness is often linked to the development of anxiety disorders. And as I said to you guys earlier, losing my sister a few months ago has kicked in a few anxieties for me that I'm really dealing with right now, which causes me sometimes to take a break more than I would like to. But that's all part of mental health, and all part of trying to get yourself help. You have to prioritize your stinking thinking or emotionally what's not making you be the best that you can be. Okay? So, anyway, let me finish it up with this. Diagnosis. Physical symptoms of an anxiety disorder can be easily confused with other medical conditions like heart disease or hypothyroidism. Therefore, a doctor will likely perform an evaluation involving a physical examination, an interview, and lab tests. After ruling out an underlying physical illness, the doctor may refer a person to a mental health professional for an evaluation. Now, using the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders, a mental health professional is able to identify the specific type of anxiety disorder that's causing your symptoms as well. Or as well as any other possible disorders that may be involved. So tackling all disorders through comprehensive treatment is the best. It's just the best strategy. Okay? And I encourage you to take advantage of that. I encourage us all to take advantage of trying to be the best that we can be. And that's very important, that we need to get a control of our thought process, okay, and our behavior. And once you control the mind and get your mind back in gear, you'll be able to watch the body follow suit. Okay? So, some of the symptoms I forgot. You could have an anxiety disorder, and it can be with comorbid with other health and anxiety conditions, and they can be running together, like with depression, substance abuse, eating disorders, and trouble sleeping and stuff like that. So we'll probably talk about that a little later, but I just wanted to put that out there and make sure we had some food for thought today. So I'm gonna be back with a couple more videos, and hopefully I'm able to make a run on y'all, so we can be able to keep a finger on the pulse of our thoughts. All right, like what you hear, like, subscribe, and share, and I will be back shortly right here in the Mental House. Bye bye.